And where's your emergency?
My dad's being really mean to my mommy.
What's he doing?
He's hitting my mom and he's sending her to the ground.
How old are you?
12. Get off my mother!
Who's at the house with you guys?
Just my sister, my dad and my mom. My dad's hitting my mom. I need help.
El 911 es un número de teléfono utilizado por países de todo el mundo, como número de emergencia central. El uso del 911 nació en los Estados Unidos en 1968, pero al ser un número de emergencia ha dejado como consecuencia una huella que ha marcado de por vida a los operadores, dejando así llamadas aterradoras y otras inquietantes. Y hoy tenemos algunas de estas llamadas en este video. La primera llamada es de Paul Michael Stephanie. Era un hombre que los vecinos lo consideraban buena persona. Sin embargo, estaban equivocados, pues Paul era un asesino serial, con problemas mentales. De hecho, cada vez que cometía un asesinato hacía una llamada 911 realmente afectado y llorando por lo que había hecho, como si estuviera arrepentido. Sin embargo, no era tonto y no daba detalles de dónde se encontraba, haciendo la tarea de la policía más difícil, por lo que siguió cometiendo más asesinatos. Y cuando por fin lo arrestaron, Paul aseguró a las autoridades que lo que más lamentaba de sus crímenes era que perdía la oportunidad de hacer nuevos amigos.
Finally, I just stabbed somebody with a knife stick. I can't stop myself. I keep killing somebody now.
Hello? Are you there?
Don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry what I did to Compton. I couldn't help it. Don't know why I had to stab her. I am so upset about it. I keep getting drunk every night. I can't believe I just like a big dream. I can't think of being locked up. If I get locked up, I'll kill myself. I'd rather kill myself than get locked up. I'll try not to kill anybody else. Please don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry I killed that girl. I stabbed her 40 times. Kimberly Compton was the first one. Oh, my safe. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm sick. I'm going to kill myself, I think.
Where are you?
I'm just going to... If somebody dies with a red shirt on, it's me. I killed both of them. I'm sorry. I'll never make it to heaven.
Calm down.
Para el puesto 2 tenemos a un padre de familia. Jacob se despertó por la mañana después de escuchar 2 disparos en el interior de su casa, por lo que se dirigió a la sala de su casa y se encontró con sus 2 hijas muertas, pues su esposa y propia madre de ellas las había asesinado sin motivo alguno, y sin dudarlo, Jacob llamó al 911. Escuchamos la llamada.
My wife just shot her kid.
Okay, is this Jacob?
Yes.
Okay, what is your wife's name?
She's trying to commit suicide now. She's trying to choke herself. Why do you keep grabbing her neck?
What is her name, sir?
Sarah Henderson.
All right, and how old are the children?
7 and 5.
Are they in the bedroom, sir?
No, they're in the living room.
They're in the living room and they're not breathing?
No.
God forgive me. Please. Why did I do that, babe?
I don't know.
I'm here, Jay.
Nothing's going on. That's why I'm trying to tell me. She keeps saying somebody's after her. There's nobody after her. There's nothing. She keeps saying people are coming. There's nobody even here.
What did I do, Lord? What did I do? What did I do, God? What did I do, God?
Baby, take it off the phone. Why? No.
Stop. For what? Why?
Was Sarah asleep in the bedroom with you when she got up?
I guess. She was asleep when I went to sleep last night. And I woke up, she come in there, she was saying I just shot the kid. And I didn't want to believe it. I went in there, and then they were dead. Stop choking yourself. Quit. I'm not safe. I'm not safe. Please. Please. Please what? Please. I'm not. No. Shoot me. No. I can't.
Where did she shoot the kids?
In the head.
In the head on both of them?
Yes.
And you have gone down there and kneeled against them and they're not breathing?
Yes, the
Okay.
blood runs out of his head.
Okay.
Why did you tell me to calm down? I told you that last night. You said you was fine. Why didn't you say something? No, quit.
What is she doing?
Trying to get the gun from me. What are you doing then? What are you doing? You sit over there with this gun too? Don't lie to me. What? You don't understand, Jake. You don't understand. What are you talking about? I don't understand at all. Sorry. Why though? Why? I can't stop, Jake. Can't stop what? I don't know. Why'd you do it? You never went to sleep? Are you scared? Oh my God. What? What, Dave? Nothing. I'm lost. I'm lost, Dave.
Después de lo que hemos escuchado, esta grabación es de las más tristes y más difícil de escuchar, puesto que no solo está en español, sino que también es demasiado frustrante ser testigos de la ineptitud de la operadora que tomó este caso. Sucedió en El Salvador. La protagonista es una pobre niña que vio frente a sus ojos cómo asesinaban a su madre, algo que de seguro la perseguirá por el resto de su vida, y posiblemente te dañará el día al pensarla. Escuchemos.
Aló, bueno, venga por favor a mi casa.
Aló.
Aló, venga a mi casa, por favor.
¿De qué número estás hablando?
¿Ah?
¿De qué número estás hablando?
De celular.
Dame el número, pa.
70,
Ajá,
30,
ajá.
70.
¿Qué te pasa?
Es que un hombre está peleando con mi mami.
¿Verdad? ¿Y dónde vives? ¿No hay nadie ahí adulto que te pueda atender? Dame la
No.
dirección, dame la dirección. ¿Dónde vivís? ¿Qué colonia?
Aquí por Tiza.
¿Por dónde?
Aquí casi por por la escuelita de Altavista. ¡No!
Espérese, hijo. ¿Aló? ¿Aló? ¿Aló?
¡Déjala, por favor!
¿Aló? Ay, Dios mío. ¿Aló? Ay, le están pegando a un niño. Oiga. Ay,
¡Es que mi mami está peleando!
por eso, ¿de dónde está?
Al 911 no solo llaman las víctimas, sino también los victimarios. Donald Spirit asesinó a sus 6 nietos y posteriormente a su propia hija. Luego se sentó frente a los cuerpos para llamar a 911 y contarles lo que acababa de pasar, como si se tratara de cualquier cosa, mientras amenazaba con suicidarse una vez escuchar las sirenas de policía llegar. Algo que efectivamente cumpliría independientemente de las razones que lo hayan llevado a semejante resultado tan abominable. Nada lo podría justificar.
Gilchrist County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and then when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
What is the address that you're at, sir?
2550 Northwest, 25 Terrace, Don Spears. Every one of them are dead.
You said your name is Dawn Spirit?
Yep.
All right, Dawn, what kind of gun do you have?
It doesn't matter what kind of gun I got. They're all dead, and then when you get here, I'll shoot myself, and then you figure out what kind of gun it is.
And how long ago this happened, Dawn?
I'm done with every thing. Just bring them out here, that's all. We got all the kids are dead in the house.
Okay, how many people?
6 kids, 1 adult.
6 kids and 1 adult?
Yeah, one of them is a baby.
Alright, Don, is there any way you can stay on the phone with me till I get somebody there to help you?
What's that?
Can I have you stay on the phone with me?
No, not that. I'm waiting for them to get here. When they get here, I'm going to shoot myself on my back step. All I'm doing is waiting for them.
Para los puestos restantes, los niños toman el protagonismo con llamadas tan estremecedoras que erizarán la piel. En la grabación que escucharemos en este puesto, conoceremos el caso de una niña de 12 años en medio de la discusión de sus padres que fue más allá de cualquier pelea marital, y terminó con la vida del hombre agresor aparentemente a manos de su propia esposa, a la cual le otorgaron la libertad por haberse considerado que fue en legítima defensa.
Where's your emergency?
My dad's being really mean to my mommy.
What's he doing?
He's hitting my mom and he's hitting her to the ground.
How old are you?
12. Get off my mother!
Who's at the house with you guys?
Just my sister, my dad and my mom. My dad's hitting my mom. I need help.
Okay, they're coming. Okay, how old's your sister?
9.
Do you know if anybody's been drinking?
My dad has. They're fighting really bad.
You're leaving?
Yes. Oh my God!
What's going on?
Mommy!
Can you tell me what happened, honey?
My dad hit my mom and she puts her into a flower pot. My mom broke her arm.
Your mother has broke her arm?
Please hurry! My dad broke my mom's arm. It's really bad.
He's never done this before?
Well, they've been fighting for a long time. Like, he's never took it this far. We're trying to get in the car, but he won't let her. Ow! Ow! He's really mean. Really mean. We're coming. I'm in the car right now. We're on our driveway right now. Go fast, Mommy, go fast. Oh my God, he's dead! He's dead! He's really dead!
What happened?
He was hanging onto the car, and he fell off, and...
Did she run over him with the car?
My father's dead! Please come help! My father's dead!
Did she run over him with the car?
Not on purpose! He was holding onto the window, and he fell right off, and he's bleeding really bad.
Así como lo vimos hace poco, Donna no es el único que llama a la policía para confesar sus delitos. El adolescente de 16 años, Jake Evans, también lo hizo, pero en esta ocasión de una forma tan calmada y fría que te dejará sorprendido, en especial sabiendo que mató a su propia madre y a su hermana solamente porque sí.
911, where is your emergency?
My house.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a 22 revolver.
Are you sure they're dead?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Where is the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter.
Is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know. I wasn't. It's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. It just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now.
The two of them, or just anybody?
Pretty much anybody.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really like people's kind of attitude.
Right.
I think they're very, like, you know, emotional, I don't know, verbally rude to each other and stuff like that.
La siguiente grabación que escucharás para finalizar este video pertenece a una pobre niña que encontró el cadáver de su hermano mayor luego de que éste se suicidara al dispararse en la cabeza, algo que seguramente te dejará triste y un amargo sabor por el resto del día.
Emergency 911.
Help me, my brother's dead.
What's your name?
Mickey.
What do you mean by your brother's dead?
He killed himself.
How did he do it?
With a gun.
Okay, are you home alone?
Well, I'm home alone with my sister.
Okay.
Get the
Y así es como damos fin a este video. Si quieres más, cuéntame en los comentarios.